The Book of Job. Chapter 28. There is a mine for silver, and a place where gold is refined. Iron is taken out of the earth, and copper smelted from rock. He sets bounds for darkness. To every limit man probes, to rocks in deepest darkness. They open up a shaft far from where men live, in places forgotten by wayfarers, destitute of men far removed. Earth out of which food grows is changed below as if into fire. Its rocks are a source of sapphires. It contains gold dust too. No bird of prey knows the path to it. The falcon's eye has not gazed upon it. The proud beasts have not reached it. The lion has not crossed it. Man sets his hand against the flinty rock, and overturns mountains by the roots. He carves out channels through rock. His eyes behold every precious thing. He dams up the sources of the streams, so that hidden things may be brought to light. But where can wisdom be found? Where is the source of understanding? No man can set a value on it. It cannot be found in the land of the living. The deep says, "It is not in me." The sea says, "I do not have it." It cannot be bartered for gold. Silver cannot be paid out as its price. The finest gold of Ophir cannot be weighed against it, nor precious onyx, nor sapphire. Gold or glass cannot match its value, nor vessels of fine gold be exchanged for it. Coral and crystal cannot be mentioned with it. A pouch of wisdom is better than rubies. Topaz from Nubia cannot match its value. Pure gold cannot be weighed against it. But whence does wisdom come? Where is the source of understanding? It is hidden from the eyes of all living, concealed from the fowl of heaven. Abaddon and death say, "We have only a report of it." God understands the way to it. He knows its source. For he sees to the ends of the earth, observes all that is beneath the heavens. When he fixed the weight of the winds, set the measure of the waters, when he made a rule for the rain and a course for the thunderstorms. Then he saw it and gauged it. He measured it and probed it. He said to man, "See, fear of the Lord is wisdom. To shun evil is understanding." 29. Job again took up his theme and said, "Oh, that I were as in months gone by, in the days when God watched over me, when his lamp shone over my head, when I walked in the dark by its light, when I was in my prime, when God's company graced my tent, when Shaddai was still with me, when my lads surrounded me, when my feet were bathed in cream, and rocks poured out streams of oil for me, when I passed through the city gates to take my seat in the square, young men saw me and hid, elders rose and stood, nobles held back their words, they clapped their hands to their mouths, the voices of princes were hushed, their tongues stuck to their palates. The ear that heard me acclaimed me, the eye that saw commended me, for I saved the poor man who cried out, the orphan who had none to help him. I received the blessing of the lost. I gladdened the heart of the widow. I clothed myself in righteousness, and it robbed me. Justice was my cloak and turban. I was eyes to the blind, and feet to the lame. I was a father to the needy. And I looked into the case of the stranger. I broke the jaws of the wrongdoer, and I wrested prey from his teeth. I thought I would end my days with my family, and be as long-lived as the phoenix, my roots reaching water, and dew lying on my branches, my vigor refreshed, my bow ever new in my hand. Men would listen to me expectantly and wait for my counsel. After I spoke, they had nothing to say. My words were as drops of dew upon them. They waited for me as for rain. For the late rain, their mouths opened wide. When I smiled at them, they would not believe it. They never expected a sign of my favor. I decided their course and presided over them. I lived like a king among his troops, like one who consoles mourners. 30. But now those younger than I decide me, men whose fathers I would have disdained to put among my sheep dogs. Of what use to me is the strength of their hands? All their vigor is gone, wasted from want and starvation. They flee to a parched land, to the gloom of desolate wasteland. They pluck saltwort and wormwood, the roots of broom are their food, driven out from society. They are cried at like a thief. They live in the gullies of wadis, in holes in the ground and rocks, braying among the bushes, huddling among the nettles. Scoundrels, nobodies, stricken from the earth. Now I am but of their gibes. I have become a byword to them. They abhor me. They keep their distance from me. They do not withhold spittle from my face, because God has disarmed and humbled me. They have thrown off restraint in my presence. Mere striplings assail me at my right hand. They put me to flight. They build their roads for my ruin. They tear up my path. They promote my fall, although it does them no good. They come as though a wide breach. They roll in like raging billows. Terror tumbles upon me. It sweeps away my honor like the wind. My dignity vanishes like a cloud. So now my life runs out. Days of misery have taken hold of me. By night my bones feel gnawed. My sinews never rest. With great effort I change clothing. The neck of my tunic fits my waist. He regarded me as clay. I have become like dust and ashes. I cry out to you, but you do not answer me. I wait, but you do not consider me. You have become cruel to me. With your powerful hand you harass me. You lift me up and mount me on the wind. You make my courage melt. I know you will bring me to death, the house assigned for all the living. Surely he would not strike at a ruin, if in calamity one cried out to him. Did I not weep for the unfortunate? Did I not grieve for the needy? I looked forward to good fortune, but evil came. I hoped for light, but darkness came. My bowels are in turmoil without respite. Days of misery confront me. I walk about in sunless gloom. I rise in the assembly and cry out. I have become a brother to jackals, a companion to ostriches. My skin, blackened, is peeling off me. My bones are charred by the heat. So my lyre is given over to mourning. My pipe to accompany weepers. (31) I have covenanted with my eyes not to gaze on a maiden. What fate is decreed by God above? What lot by Shaddai in the heights? Calamity is surely for the iniquitous, misfortune for the worker of mischief. Surely he observes my ways, takes account of my every step. Have I walked with worthless men, or my feet hurried to deceit? Let him weigh me on the scale of righteousness. Let God ascertain my integrity. If my feet have strayed from their course, my heart followed after my eyes, and a stain sullied my hands. May I sow, but another reap. May the growth of my field be uprooted, if my heart was ravished by the wife of my neighbor. And I lay in wait at his door. May my wife grind for another. May others kneel over her, for that would have been debauchery, a criminal offense. a fire burning down to Abaddon, consuming the roots of all my increase? Did I ever brush aside the case of my servants, man or maid, when they made a complaint against me? What then should I do when God arises? When he calls me to account, what shall I answer him? Did not he who made me in my mother's belly make him? Did not one form us both in the womb? Did I deny the poor their needs, or let a widow pine away? By eating my food alone, the fatherless, not eating of it also. Why, from my youth, he grew up with me as though I were his father. Since I left my mother's womb, I was her guide. I never saw an unclad wretch, a needy man without clothing, whose loins did not bless me, as he warmed himself with the shearings of my sheep. If I raised my hand against the fatherless, looking to my supporters in the gate, may my arm drop off my shoulder, my forearm break off at the elbow. For I am in dread of God-sent calamity. I cannot bear his threat. Did I put my reliance on gold, or regard fine gold as my bulwark? Did I rejoice in my great wealth, in having attained plenty? If ever I saw the light shining, the moon on its course in full glory, and I secretly succumbed, and my hand touched my mouth in a kiss, that too would have been a criminal offense. For I would have denied God above. Did I rejoice over my enemy's misfortune? Did I thrill because evil befell him? I never let my mouth sin by wishing his death in a curse. Indeed, the men of my clan said we would consume his flesh insatiably. No sojourner spent the night in the open. I opened my doors to the road. Did I hide my transgressions, like Adam bury my wrongdoings in my bosom, that I should now fear the great multitude? And am shattered by the contempt of families, so that I keep silent and do not step outdoors? Oh, that I had someone to give me a hearing. Oh, that Shaddai would reply to my writ, or my accuser draw up a true bill. I would carry it on my shoulder, tie it around me for a wreath. I would give him an account of my steps, offer it as to a commander. If my land cries out against me, its furrows weep together. If I have eaten its produce without payment, and made its rightful owners despair, may nettles grow there instead of wheat, instead of barley, stinkweed. The words of Job are at an end. "32. These three men ceased replying to Job, for he considered himself right. Then Elihu, son of Barachel, the Buzite of the family of Ram, was angry at Job because he thought himself right against God. He was angry as well at his three friends because they found no reply, but merely condemn Job. Elihu waited out Job's speech, for they were all older than he. But when Elihu saw that the three men had nothing to reply, he was angry. Then Elihu, son of Barachel the Buzite, said in reply, I have but few words while you are old. Therefore I was too awestruck and fearful to hold forth among you. I thought, let age speak, let advanced years declare wise things. But truly it is the spirit in men, the breath of Shaddai, that gives them understanding. It is not the aged who are wise, the elders who understand how to judge. Therefore I say, listen to me. I too would hold forth. Here I have waited out your speeches. I have given ear to your insights, while you probe the issues. But as I attended to you, I saw that none of you could argue with Job, or offer replies to his statements. I fear you will say, we have found the wise course. God will defeat him, not man. He did not set out his case against me, nor shall I use your reasons to reply to him. They have been broken and can no longer reply. Words fail them. I have waited till they stopped speaking, till they ended and no longer replied. Now I also would have my say. I too would like to hold forth, for I am full of words. The wind in my belly presses me. My belly is like wine not yet open, like jugs of new wine ready to burst. Let me speak then, and get relief. Let me open my lips and reply. I would not show regard for any man, or temper my speech for anyone's sake. For I do not know how to temper my speech. My Maker would soon carry me off. 33. But now, Job, listen to my words. Give ear to all that I say. Now I open my lips. My tongue forms words in my mouth. My words bespeak the uprightness of my heart. My lips utter insight honestly. The Spirit of God formed me. The breath of Shaddai sustains me. If you can answer me, argue against me, take your stand. You and I are the same before God. I too was nipped from clay. You are not overwhelmed by fear of me. My pressure does not weigh heavily on you. Indeed, you have stated in my hearing, I heard the words spoken, I am guiltless, free from transgression. I am innocent, without iniquity. But he finds reason to oppose me, considers me his enemy. He puts my feet in stocks, watches all my ways. In this you are not right. I will answer you. God is greater than any man. Why do you complain against him, that he does not reply to any of man's charges? For God speaks time and again, though man does not perceive it, in a dream, a night vision, when deep sleep falls on men, while they slumber on their beds. Then he opens men's understanding, and by disciplining them leaves his signature, to turn man away from an action, to suppress pride in man. He spares him from the pit. his person from perishing by the sword. He is reproved by pains on his bed, and the trembling in his bones is constant. He detests food. Fine food is repulsive to him. His flesh wastes away till it cannot be seen, and his bones are rubbed away till they are invisible. He comes close to the pit. His life verges on death. If he has a representative, one advocate against 1,000 to declare the man's uprightness, then he has mercy on him and decrees, redeem him from descending to the pit, for I have obtained his ransom. Let his flesh be healthier than in his youth. Let him return to his younger days. He prays to God and is accepted by him. He enters his presence with shouts of joy, for he requites a man for his righteousness. He declares to men, I have sinned, I have perverted what was right, but I was not paid back for it. He redeemed him from passing into the pit. He will enjoy the light. Truly, God does all these things 2 or 3 times to a man to bring him back from the pit, that he may bask in the light of life. Pay heed, Job, and hear me. Be still, and I will speak. If you have what to say, answer me. Speak, for I am eager to vindicate you. But if not, you listen to me. Be still, and I will teach you wisdom. (34) Elihu said in reply, Listen, O wise men, to my words. You who have knowledge, give ear to me. For the ear tests arguments, as the palate tastes food. Let us decide for ourselves what is just. Let us know among ourselves what is good. For Job has said, I am right. God has deprived me of justice. I declare the judgment against me false. My arrow, wound, is deadly, though I am free from transgression. What man is like Job, who drinks mockery like water, who makes common cause with evildoers, and goes with wicked men? For he says, man gains nothing when he is in God's favor. Therefore, men of understanding, listen to me. Wickedness be far from God, wrongdoing from Shaddai. For he pays a man according to his actions, and provides for him according to his conduct. For God surely does not act wickedly. Shaddai does not pervert justice. Who placed the earth in his charge? Who ordered the entire world? If he but intends it, he can call back his spirit and breath. All flesh would be at once expire, and mankind return to dust. If you would understand, listen to this. Give ear to what I say. Would one who hates justice govern? Would you condemn the just mighty one? Would you call a king a scoundrel? Great men wicked? He is not partial to princes. The noble are not preferred to the wretched, for all of them are the work of his hands. Some die suddenly in the middle of the night. People are in turmoil and pass on. Even great men are removed, not by human hands, for his eyes are upon a man's ways. He observes his every step. Neither darkness nor gloom offers a hiding place for evildoers. He has no set time for man to appear before God in judgment. He shatters mighty men without number and sets others in their place. Truly, he knows their deeds. Night is over, and they are crushed. He strikes them down with the wicked, where people can see, because they have been disloyal to him, and have not understood any of his ways. Thus he lets the cry of the poor come before him. He listens to the cry of the needy. When he is silent, who will condemn? If he hides his face, who will see him? Be it nation or man. The impious man rule no more, nor do those who insure the people. Has he said to God, I will bear my punishment and offend no more? What I cannot see, you teach me. If I have done iniquity, I shall not do so again. Should he requite as you see fit? But you have despised him. You must decide, not I. Speak what you know. Men of understanding, say to me, wise men who hear me. Job does not speak with knowledge. His words lack understanding. Would that Job were tried to the limit. For answers which befit sinful men, he adds to his sin. He increases his transgression among us. He multiplies his statements against God.